Most intelligent people don't announce it. They don't walk around claiming to be smart or genius. They observe, they listen, they adapt. But hidden inside their minds are subtle patterns, rare habits and invisible traits that reveal an exceptional level of intelligence, often misunderstood by others. If you recognize yourself in most of these, you might be far more intelligent than you think. Let's uncover the 10 hidden traits of highly intelligent people. They question everything, including themselves. Genuinely intelligent people are rarely sure of anything. They live in a constant state of curiosity, not certainty. While others see answers, they see questions. They question authority, social norms, traditions, even their own beliefs. This doesn't make them rebellious by nature, it makes them seekers of truth. They understand that certainty is often an illusion and that every conclusion can be revisited with new evidence. This constant questioning can make them appear indecisive, skeptical, or even cynical. But in reality, it's a sign of intellectual humility, the ability to admit, I might be wrong. And paradoxically, that humility is what keeps them closest to truth. They find comfort in solitude. While many people fear being alone, intelligent minds crave it. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's clarity. For highly intelligent people, silence is where thoughts breathe. They use solitude to process ideas, to daydream, to connect abstract concepts in ways that group conversations never allow. This is why some of the greatest thinkers, from Newton to Nietzsche, did their best work in isolation. Their solitude isn't antisocial behavior, it's mental maintenance. It's how they restore focus in a world that constantly screams for attention. If you often prefer being alone, not because you dislike people, but because you love peace, that might be your mind asking for space to create. They overanalyze, but turn it into insight. Overthinking is often portrayed as a flaw, but in reality, for the highly intelligent, it's a form of pattern recognition gone into overdrive. They analyze situations deeply, emotions, decisions, human behavior, searching for underlying causes and invisible meanings. What others call worrying too much, they call understanding better. Yes, it can lead to anxiety or indecision, but it's also what helps them see connections others miss. It's the mind's attempt to simulate reality, to prepare, to learn, to predict. The trick for the intelligent mind is not to stop overanalyzing. Instead, is to channel it toward insight rather than paralysis. They get bored easily, but can constantly reinvent things. A common sign of intelligence is restlessness. They need mental stimulation like oxygen. When a job, relationship, or routine stops challenging them, their mind begins to wander, to imagine, to build. This constant hunger for novelty can make them seem unstable or inconsistent, but it's actually the drive to evolve. They reinvent hobbies, careers, and even themselves. They learn new skills not out of necessity, but out of curiosity. To them, boredom isn't a void. It's an alarm bell that says, you're not growing anymore. They connect unrelated ideas. Truly intelligent people are natural synthesizers. They take two unrelated concepts, like physics and art, psychology and technology, and create something entirely new. Einstein once said that creativity is intelligence having fun. For the highly intelligent, ideas are like puzzle pieces scattered across the universe. They can't rest until they fit them together. This is why they often excel in creative fields or become innovators in science and philosophy. They see patterns where others see chaos. They connect dots that others didn't even know existed. They're deeply empathetic and sometimes painfully so. Many people assume intelligence is purely logical, but the truth is, deep empathy requires intelligence. To understand others, to feel what they feel, to read emotional patterns, that's a higher form of cognition. Highly intelligent people often absorb emotions like sponges. They can walk into a room and feel the tension without a word being spoken. They analyze people's behavior not out of judgment, but out of curiosity. This empathy, however, can become overwhelming. They might withdraw, appear cold, or distant. Not because they don't care, but because they care too much. It's the mind's defense mechanism against emotional exhaustion. They talk to themselves a lot. It might sound strange, but many intelligent individuals engage in constant self-dialogue. They debate, question, rehearse conversations, and think out loud. This isn't madness, it's metacognition, the ability to think about one's own thinking. Talking to themselves helps them organize ideas, test hypotheses, and process emotions logically. Einstein did it, so did Edison, so do many gifted minds today. If you find yourself having deep conversations with yourself, you're not weird. You're simply using your brain's built-in problem-solving system at full capacity. They struggle to finish things because perfection haunts them. Many highly intelligent people have a secret enemy: perfectionism. Their vision of how something should be is often far beyond what they can execute in reality. They start projects with immense excitement but abandon them when the result doesn't match the ideal in their mind. It's not laziness, it's fear of imperfection. Their standards are so high that anything short of brilliance feels like failure. But here's the paradox. Intelligence sees endless possibilities, and that very awareness makes completion difficult. Learning to finish imperfectly is, for them, a lifelong challenge. They love patterns, puzzles, and paradoxes. For the highly intelligent, patterns are pleasure. Their brains are wired to seek structure and meaning. In music, math, behavior, even chaos. They find satisfaction in solving riddles, cracking systems, or understanding abstract problems that others find frustrating. They see beauty in complexity and simplicity within that complexity. That's why many geniuses are drawn to paradoxes, ideas that seem to contradict themselves but actually reveal deeper truth. To them, paradox is not confusion, it's elegance. It's where logic meets mystery. They feel misunderstood, but secretly don't mind. The most intelligent people often feel out of sync with the world. They think differently, talk differently, and sometimes care about things no one else seems to notice. This sense of alienation can lead to loneliness, but over time they learn to embrace it. They realize that being understood is not the same as being right, and that solitude is a small price to pay for authenticity. They stop trying to fit into conversations that don't stimulate them. They seek meaning over popularity, depth over comfort, truth over validation. Because ultimately they don't need to be understood, yet they need to be true to their mind. Conclusion: intelligence isn't about grades, test scores, or even achievement. It's about how you see the world, the curiosity you nurture, the questions you dare to ask, and the quiet ways your mind refuses to settle. The most intelligent people rarely look like geniuses on the outside. They look ordinary, until you notice the small, hidden patterns that give them away. So if these 10 traits felt familiar, if you've ever been told you think too much, feel too deeply, or dream too big, you're not overthinking. You're just seeing more of the world than most people ever will.